How you doing? How you doing?
No ties.
No ties.
No. No, we're not tied, people.
Let that first round go without getting a pick in there.
No, definitely not.
So, obviously you have the relationship with Brandon. How did those negotiations go? Why did you feel like you needed to trade up one pick? And how important is that fifth-year option to you guys?
Yeah, the fifth-year option, definitely important. I think that was obviously a big reason, to trade up into the first round. Besides the player, we loved Xavier. Everything he bought, not only as a person but as a player, like his ability to attack the ball when it's in the air, his ability to run with it after the catch. He's just big, he's strong, he's physical. I think he has a lot of upside. So we wanted to take that opportunity to go get our guy. And that's what we felt.
I'm sorry. When you looked at the way that the draft was shaping up, and we knew a lot of offensive players were taken, but a lot. Was there a point tonight where you may say, "Hey, we need to get in on this"? Was there any change?
Yeah, I think I think once the wideouts, were taken, Brian Thomas was taken, and then I felt like there was going to be a little run on wideouts after that, and then Xavier Worthy got taken, and we like some of those guys, and with Xavier out there, we were just like we don't want to put ourselves in a bad situation to where, we're not going to be able to get the guy that we want to get. He was our target. We really liked him, and we went and got him.
Did you have a thought did you know what you thought Buffalo might do?
I wasn't sure what they were going to do. I talked to Brandon before the draft, and, he just said, hey, like, if you have any interest in, trading back and, trading out of your pick, give me a call. So obviously he gave me a call and, kind of took that opportunity to jump up there to 32 and get our guy.
Dave, you kind of had to cover for Xavier a little bit this week. Did he let the cat, obviously kind of let the cat out of the bag? Were y'all that high on him all along?
We loved him. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and lie about that for sure. But, yeah, I meant what I said. There's a lot of guys that we were excited about at that area, 33, even late, in the first round. And I think it was just really cool for me with my first experience, really being in the draft room for the whole time, to see the process, really to see his patience and just like working through, seeing the guys starting to come off the board and just saying, not yet, and then in Dan Morgan fashion, there was daylight and he went, bang, and he hit the hole just like everyone has seen him do in his career. It was just amazing to see the patience of it and for it to all, come to us like this, to get the guy that we love. For us, this whole process has been about, let's get guys, not just great football players, but guys that really are us, our Panthers. And so this is just a memorable one for sure for us that we won't ever forget.
Dave, schematically, how does he fit into what you want to do offensively? And is the fact that he's different than a lot of the body types you've got play into that?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, Darren, I mean, that's a great point you make right there. Just our offense, the versatility of how we use our players, just going back to last year in Tampa, even before it in Seattle, but just the versatility is huge for us. So when you get a guy who can really run, a guy who can high point the ball, a guy that can carry it, and you can give him the ball different ways, short, he just brings a lot of versatility. Now, with that being said, he's got a long way to go. He's got to learn our stuff. He's got to, figure out the system and find out how he fits into the whole thing, not just the pass game, but the run game as well. So just speaking to that, I think I'm really excited to bring his talents to our offense. And at the same time, I'm sure he knows too. He's got a lot of work in front of him.
Dave, you've been around obviously. Well, did he remind you anybody when you're watching him on film?
I really don't want to make any, comparisons. I think I do think he's a unique guy. He's big, he's strong, fast, physical. He just had a lot of things that we loved. And then, bringing him in here for his 30 visit, you know, just kind of sitting with him. You know, we were sitting in the draft room with him, me and Dave, and some of the scouts, and, you know, just to kind of talk to him and, like, feel his passion for the game, his love for the game. It just really made you love him even more. So we're just really happy to have him.
Saw a little bit of the reaction on TV, but what was that first conversation like with him when you guys told him?
I'm still jacked up about it. Yeah, just it was loud on his end, so like we really couldn't even like communicate. And I think we were both just really excited. He was excited, we were excited. It was just a really cool moment, you know, for him and his family.
Dave, we talked to you the other day about you wanting to get to know a guy's story, and Xavier's got quite a story in battling through adversity. What did him telling his story to you mean to you as the guy who's going to be coaching him up over these next few years?
He just showed self-awareness. He's just showed the thing, you know, that I talked about with everybody is just a guy who can reflect on, you know, the challenges that he's had each year. He was able to, in a really clean order, just kind of take me to, and then I got to this point, and Dal Loggins, the offensive coordinator at South Carolina, you know, he's a guy that I know, and he credited him for, you know, giving him exposure in a pro-style type of offense, and the way that they used him this past year was impressive. He was able to articulate all that. He was able to teach our coaches what he was doing, what the offense was, and all that part was really impressive as well.
When the video came out this week with him saying you guys have told him he was going to be your guy, you said you told 50 guys that.
Yeah.
But where did he rank on your 50 guys that you told that?
Oh, he was high up there because, like I said, it's a combination of the ability to bring an element to the football field, but then also just the fit, the Panther fit, you know. So definitely he was one of the higher guys there, which is why we were willing to, you know, go through the process of talking to teams and trying to figure this whole thing out, you know. So hopefully that answered that.
You all view him as a factor in kick return?
Yeah, I think he can do that as well, especially with the new kickoff rules. You know, just to have that size, that strength, and that explosiveness that he brings. I think he's going to be really, really good at that as well.
Was that piece of it, did that sort of just enhance his profile, as you said, with the new rules?
You know, I think it's just receiver first. I mean, that just kind of blows you away when you turn the tape on and you see that physical, you know, specimen, you know, just going, attacking the ball in the air, you know, taking a short pass, turning it into, you know, a long gain. I think that was more impressive than anything.
When Brandon moved right ahead of you and you knew they were kind of in the market for a wide receiver too, did you start to, when did that conversation start? Did you start to wonder this is kind of by design from him to going?
Yeah, I think like everybody's boards are different. So like, you know, but being paranoid, you know, you're sitting there, you really like guys, you kind of target guys. So in a way you become a little paranoid. You think people are jumping up to get your guy, and it doesn't always turn out that way. So, you know, thank God, you know, nobody took him, and we were able to get him, and we got our guy, and, you know, he's a great fit for what we do.
And you enter your first draft without a first-round pick. You've got kind of picks scattered, and now, I don't know if it's by design, but you're going to pick in all 7 rounds if you stay with what you got. How important is that to kind of have, like, the geography of the board and be able to have your say in kind of each round?
Yeah, it's great. You know, it's been a long, hard process. Our scouts have done such a good job. Our coaches have done such a good job. Just kind of through the whole process, just the communication, and you know, we've talked about this the whole time. The alignment, kind of knowing the type of players that we want, the type of athletes that we want. You know, so I think getting a guy like Xavier, I think it just like really shows, you know, the togetherness that we all, you know, we all see things the same way, and we got the guy that we targeted.
We're getting called
getting dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, does this fit in that category?
Yeah, I'd say so. He's definitely has that about him. You'll get around him. He's a great young man, but he's you know, you can tell he's got that dog in him, that look in his eye, and I think he's, you know, not only a special player, but a special person too. So, but yeah, he definitely has that dog mentality.
Dave, are you comfortable with the how the wide receiver room is shaping up now?
Absolutely. I mean, I've loved just working with the guys we had for the last 3 weeks, you know, and being able to kind of envision how we would utilize the different talents in the room. So, you know, we just added another, you know, element to it where, you know, like I talk about this youth, you know, the juice that young guys bring, the hunger that they have, the eagerness to work, you know, just their energy, right? That whole thing, it elevates the whole room, you know, not just the receiver room, but also the offense, you know, just as you continue to challenge our roster with talented guys like this, you know, it's going to be a really cool fit for him as well, just to be able to see how these veteran receivers in front of him work, you know, and you see Thielen and you see Deontay and these guys, they got a way about them, you know, just being on the field this past week. Xavier is going to really benefit from being around that group.
A couple more.
Were you getting calls already for 33 or?
Yeah, I think definitely getting some teams sniffing around, just kind of wondering, like, you know, what we're thinking. 33 and 39, we were getting some calls. So I'd venture to say that we'll probably get some calls on 39 tomorrow.
This was a heavy offensive first round, so a lot of defensive talent fell to day 2 already. When you guys look at the board, how comfortable do you feel like you can attack a lot of the spots? Maybe not necessarily on defense, but in general of what you want to hit going forward.
I think there's a lot of players that we like still on the board. So obviously that's a really good thing, and to be able to, you know, keep pick 39 and still have 65, 101, and then the 2 5s and our 7. So I think we're set up pretty good for the rest of the draft, and I'm excited to kind of see who's going to be there and who we're going to be able to take at 39.
Dave, what jumped out to you on tape about Xavier?
First of all, just the athletic traits, right? Just like height, weight, speed, you know, 6'1", 221, 439, you know, really balanced hands. That's a pretty good start. You know, then you look at the versatile ways that the Gamecocks were able to use him out of the backfield. Jet sweeps, short crossers, perimeter screens, down the field posts. There really isn't much else we do with receivers. He's done it all, you know, and in the past, you know, coaches that I've been with have said, you know, how quickly can you make a cut up of a player that does all the things you need? That's how you can really, you know, gravitate towards guys, whether it's a quarterback making all the throws that you need to see, whether it's a receiver running the different routes, you know. And does he need polish? Absolutely. But it was just to be able to see that on film gives you a lot of confidence, and it really helps me envision, you know, him fitting into our offense. So that stuff really just jumped off the tape.
Dave, there have been some who have compared him to DK Metcalf. Do you see that at all?
Other than big fast guy, you know, it's a different player. It's a different type of player. I don't really want to get into too much of the comparisons, but I definitely do see just, you know, some of the physical traits. You know, this is a rare combination of athletic ability.
All right, thanks. Appreciate y'all.
See you guys.
It was 200.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, no problem.
See you tomorrow.
Guys.